We just want to make a record of Jim Sullivan's weird behavior, grabbing men's penises at the Ark. That's very odd, especially since he had won a lawsuit for being sexually abused when he was 15. But anyway, he did wear a kilt. There were some weird things, but anyway, Alex, Alex kind of overstepped the boundary, and anyway, we'll let's just get this thing recorded.
Hello.
Hey guys,
Hey.
how's it going? What's going on, Alex?
How are you, man?
Oh man, have you guys been watching the channel or no?
Yeah.
So you asked me how's it going? Well, considering all the insanity, it's going pretty good. So, the solid last week's been nothing but like, what in the hell? So, listen, the reason I'm calling is I've been making the phone calls to like Kat and Jack, and getting testimonies of other people. So we have a record. So if these guys try and say something other than what's true, then I want to have a record that I've talked to you guys, that I've documented, kept an audio file of this stuff for myself, because Jim and Karen, they've gone way too far now. I've turned my cheek so many times, my face is blistered on both sides. Enough's enough.
Yeah.
So anyway, I want to just ask, do you guys mind just letting me get this documented so, I have it for if I end up in some courtroom out in California or whatever I got to do?
Well, that's what we are, man. We're witnesses to the truth. So.
Absolutely. All right. Well, so let's just do a couple things. Let's start with, after I found out and confronted Karen and that she was speaking so hatefully behind my back, blah, blah. I confronted her, blah, blah. She did some videos saying she was sorry. They were not sincere. Anyway, so then all you guys, just try to tell everybody just the basic story. You guys got served with eviction notices or whatever. So,
yeah.
So go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, we got served with eviction notices, and then we were told to leave. Now, Jim had approached me a little while before that, suggesting that this is his intention is to maybe sell. And I told him, do what your heart tells you to do, Jim. And, but it was his way of basically kind of getting a feel, broaching the topic, getting a feel out there as to what our reactions would be. And I told him, I said, Jim, do what your heart tells you to do.
I got you. Yeah. So as per some of our other phone calls, because it was, I'm sorry, I'm laughing. It was kind of a shocker to me that the Lord, alerted me right in front of Corey. You need to call Karen Sullivan and confront her. She's speaking contemptuously about you. Corey's right here. Yep. And I was like, what? And I was like, Lord, I can't do that. Corey's right here. Everything I'm saying, Corey heard. I literally was looking at the ceiling going, Lord, I can't just call Karen Sullivan and saying, well, the Lord told me you're speaking contemptuously. Corey, tell just for the record, what exactly happened right then when I said, Lord, and then what did...
Yeah, well, you didn't want to do it. And so you went over to this, I don't know, 3-inch thesaurus.
Right. But I heard the Lord tell me, though, did I communicate to you, right, that I said, I heard the Lord say, I will show you right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I said those words, right?
Yes, and it wasn't me saying anything to Jonathan, just for the record. Anyone out there who thinks that it was me, no. It was all the Lord. I didn't say nothing. And then the Lord said, yeah, I'll show you. And Jay goes over and opens up the book and opens to the exact words, speaking contemptuously.
I know, right in front of Corey. I opened the book right in front of Corey. I was like, well, the Lord's telling me if I open that book right there, he'll show me. And I was like, oh, this is for sure. So I opened up the thesaurus and it literally said speaking contemptuously. And I was like, oh God. I was like, now I got to call Karen Sullivan and say, Okay, Karen. So, long story short, I called her up. I said, Karen, look, the Lord told me to call and confront you, and you're speaking contemptuously. She lied 3 times. This is a short version. I said, Karen, I'm not telling you that some person told me. I'm telling you that the God whom I serve, who, that has me lay hands on people, that Lord told me to call and confront you. So I'm asking you right now, yes or no? I'm standing before the Lord God. Are you speaking? And then Corey, what'd you do?
She goes, ha ha. Yeah, we've already started doing that.
Yeah,
But she lied 3 times prior to that before Johnny put her right before the Lord. She lied.
yeah, she definitely still said no, 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 no. Oh no, that's oh no. But then, so here's what I'm getting to. I felt kind of stupid because I call and confront her because the Lord told me. But then I kind of throw it out there in front of Eric, and I was letting everybody know this is what happened. And then y'all told me, well, Jim, and so why don't you I don't want to put any words in your mouth. Why don't you just tell everybody what Jim and Karen were doing, like showing up at work or whatever?
Yeah. So it was even before then, Johnny. It was even at the Ark. I mean, multiple times it would get together. Don't forget Jim's comment about him hating you, right? Right. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
And he turned around and he said, "I hate him." And he said that with such animosity, and and that.
So you do me a favor, would you just refresh everyone's memory on that a little bit?
Sure. So the Ark event was taking place, but then something with the lumber was taking place with those 2 guys from Indiana. And had to come and help, and then something was taking place over there. I wasn't part of that.
Right. There was a problem with some of the boards I remember, and
Right.
So anyway.
And then after that, he had heard that you had called, and he saw your number, but he didn't pick it up intentionally. And then he looked at me, and I looked.
What?
That's what.
Okay, y'all totally broke up there. Totally went.
So you had called him.
And so he saw my number, and he intentionally blew off answering it. And then what happened?
And it wasn't the first time he's done that, by the way.
Yeah.
Then he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I said, "What's wrong?" And he had this like blank look in his face, and he said, "I hate him."
Oh wow. See, and he said it with conviction. Yes.
Yes, he did.
So he said it with okay. So he said it with extreme conviction. All right. So then also I heard that he had shown up at y'all's work, just throwing me under the bus as well.
Yes, yeah, trying to, what Jim and Karen were notorious in doing, their MO, in my opinion, from what I experienced, was they were always trying to build alliances and build and have people, find people to be on their side.
Yeah, who's on my team?
Against good. Yeah,
Survivor Island.
and they were doing that with you. When they saw that, you know what, you were coming closer and closer to this, the point in that circle as to who the nefarious ones were, who were the people behind all of this and causing all these problems. And when it was coming closer and closer to them, they were in panic mode, trying to build alliances and persuade people to go against you. So they would talk things about you, such as, you're just a normal man. We don't need to listen to him. Stuff like that, right?
And that was a lot of Karen or Karen and Jim.
Yeah, both. A lot of Karen. A lot of Karen. See, all of it. It took me a while to figure this out, Johnny, but all of it stemmed from Karen.
Sure.
When I say all of it, let's just say a good portion of it stemmed from Karen.
I got you.
Initially, I didn't know who was behind it all. But then when they saw that I was immovable, this is what Jim had told me multiple times, you're a movable man, so.
We can't persuade you to come to our side.
Right. And, because I tried always to stand on the truth, right?
Right.
And I love it, bro, and I got saved through the prophetic.
There you go.
And I know who you are.
Yes.
And he knew that I was, he couldn't budge me. He knew that.
Okay.
So he tried to get me sacked. He tried to pin people against Corey. He tried to, and in every circumstance, I never, we didn't throw people under the bus, but we stood by the truth, defending our brothers and sisters. And I even forewarned him about the Zach situation, telling him anything opposite to the Lord God it's a lie.
Yes.
So, when you're building anything opposed to God, it's a lie. So when you're building alliances, Jim, I told them, that's not something that God looks at and respects. I mean,
Yeah.
he doesn't, God, you're going against the Lord. And
Yeah.
anyway, so the whole point is that, I warned him about the Zach situation. I was trying to pull Zach into his little cobweb of whatever he was doing.
Yeah.
And, manipulating him mentally.
So it's fair to say that Jim and Karen were there to undermine me.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So okay, because the Lord, in prayer, I was here with Corey, and I looked at Corey and I looked at him. I go, "This is so crazy," but I keep hearing the Lord saying, "You need to go to the ark and take over the government." Jim and Karen are just that. There's a big problem, and so I went there and I walked in, on one of those trips, and Corey said, I walked right there. I said, "Jim, Karen, I need to talk to you." I was praying. I don't know what's going on with everything out here because I wasn't running the ark, was I? I mean, no, I mean, I just showed up occasionally in Houston and we'd have meals together and work together and then I'd leave basically. Yep.
You were being a brother to everyone, and you were helping everyone. You were a support for everyone.
As far as you know, was I helping support any people financially there?
Absolutely.
Were y'all included in that?
Yes, we were.
So I was trying to financially support even the people that were there, correct?
Yes. As a matter of fact, even for years prior, you were helping support us, Johnny.
Right. So it was my nature to support anyone and everyone that was there, true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Karen and Jim were trying to undermine me. The Lord sent me and said, okay, enough nonsense. Go take over the government of the ark. And that was very close towards the end, very almost at the end. And when I walked in the door and I said, guys, this is what the Lord told me in prayer. Corey, what did Jim and Karen say?
I'm sorry, I was spacing off.
When I walked into and told them, look, the Lord told me
No, they were excited, man. They were like, "Oh, thank God you
that you're here to take over the."
They were getting in over their heads.
Because they were in so far over their heads because they weren't genuine. They were phony. Right.
Duplicitous in all their ways.
They were double-minded in all their stuff. Exactly. All right. Well, then, okay. Well, I'm just gonna very briefly touch on something that's uncomfortable, and I'll make it very short. Jim, there's times that you were at the ark where Jim actually reached up and grabbed your genitalia. True or false?
Yes, I never told you that. Yeah, but he did that multiple times. Yeah.
So that without your consent.
Well, no, I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, it's like, why are you grabbing my penis, dude? Yes.
Yeah. This
I
is.
don't even know anything about it.
Right. Well, I understand it's an awkward thing. We don't have to get into it a lot, but it's true that Jim was doing those kind of things.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he did that, and I told Alyssa the first time it happened, and then he did it again sometime after that,
Right.
And then again, only 3 times.
All right. Well, we'll just leave it at that. We don't need to get into any more than that. I know it's a weird thing. Yeah. So Jim, obviously, I don't know what's that. UT Health Science or hang on one sec, guys. Let me answer this phone.
Sure.
Hello. Yeah, I'm on. Who's calling? Who's calling, please? I'm on another line. Who's calling, please? Jeez. Okay. Anyway, so are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So anyway, okay, so is there anything else you would want to tell anybody out there in the world, YouTube land, anything else you want to say, anything about me, anything about Corey, Zach, Jim, Karen, anybody, anything you want to add to this statement, just say whatever it is you want.
Go ahead and say it.
Brothers in Christ, Johnny, the ministry, the Lord having put this ministry in Johnny's hands, him being the steward of this, there are no lies. Everyone is free to make decisions on their own. Everyone follows and the truth first and foremost, and we're encouraged to go and search it out ourselves through Johnny.
Yeah. So, but I want to just make a clear record. So, ministry, I have a YouTube channel that people have found me through. Does that sound correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when it comes to y'all living, how did y'all end up at the Ark? How did y'all end up there?
Well, it was a series of miraculous.
So, okay, without doing all that, who invited you to live there?
Jim.
Jim.
So, I didn't invite you to live there, did I?
No.
No.
I didn't invite Eric and Susie to live there, did I?
No.
No.
Okay, so at the time the Ark closed, I think the only person really that may have been there was Dave the Wave, maybe Terrell and his girlfriend, because they showed up at the night under the stars. They had nowhere to go. They just had nowhere to go. So
Yes.
anyway, so yeah. So but the lion's share of the people that were there were invited by Jim and Karen, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's not my ministry, them trying to start the Ark. That's me
No.
supporting something that they did, correct?
Correct.
And then I supported all the tenants as well. Is that true?
Correct.
I gave all you guys money so y'all wouldn't be a burden to them.
Yes.
Yes.
So I was giving you guys money for food, and I was paying the rent. I mean, I was paying the electrical, whatever, bills, internet, those kind of things, y'all, as far as y'all know.
Yes, because I have many of the records, still all the bills that were paid and how much came in
Okay.
from you
Okay. I got you. So, I mean,
as well.
so I mean, it's kind of weird. I can't really say, well, do you guys think I'm a person that's motivated by money?
No.
Well, Jim and Karen were important.
Well,
It's so giving. I've never seen anybody in my life. I've known people with a lot of money. I was raised with a lot of money, but I've never seen anybody give so freely.
okay, cool. Well, what do you think Jim and Karen were motivated by money?
Yes, that was something I witnessed within first couple weeks. I kind of questioned it when I was there, and my spirit was witnessing things that didn't really make sense.
Yeah, I noticed it when they wanted tenants to start paying for electrical bills and internet bills when I was already paying all the bills, and I was giving them tens of thousands of dollars, as were other people from YouTube giving them all kinds of money, but that they were trying to squeeze you guys to chip on bills. Is that true?
Yes. And if I could say, Johnny,
Yep.
you fear the Lord.
I do fear
The Lord.
that's true.
And that's the beginning of wisdom. And you have wisdom. You know who the Lord is. So I know you. I know, that you're not motivated by money.
Nope.
You're not motivated by things of this world. As a matter of fact, you don't like this world.
There you go. I just want to go home.
Yes.
All right. Well, guys, I love you guys and thank you. And hopefully, with the dust clears here pretty quick. If you guys got some time, call us. Let's get together for dinner.
You have really.
How are the girls doing? Good?
Anything else you guys need, just please pick up the phone anytime, Damon.
Okay, so y'all are aware I've recorded this phone call. I'm going to play this for everybody. That's okay with you guys?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. God bless you guys.
God bless you too, brother.
Take care, guys.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye. Now, so here we go. This is the phone call with Alex and Alyssa. They were some of the tenants that were out at the Ark. There was a time when Alex had done something. I forgot what it was. And I prayed about it, and the Lord had shown me he needed to go out away from the Ark for a while and work and do his own thing. And then at a certain point, the Lord told me, okay, now it's time to restore Alex and get him back. There was just shenanigans, like all that, weird stuff where Jim was playing his weird, who's on my team and who are we mad at this week kind of crap. Anyway, but Alex and Alyssa, very nice people. And yeah, that's their testimony, and there it is. Guys, y'all want to add anything? Zach? So yeah, so Zach's got his own testimony that anytime he wants to step up in a court of law and look at Jim directly in the face, I'm sure he'll say every word of it.
Oh yeah, there's plenty to say.
Oh yeah, there's plenty to say. All right, guys, okay, so here's another one. We got Kat. We got Jack Lamb, who Jack Lamb and Kat are not members of the Ark, but they came down for Thanksgiving, and some other trips, and they've given their statement on there about, their interaction with people like Kathy and Chuck. And so anyway, so we're going to add this one. And so you guys get a clearer insight to what was going on. There you go. So when people are maligning me, there's at least a record from other people that's usable and admissible in court. Okay.